Hi everyone, and welcome to today's session. This is another session that we can incorporate into our field session. So it's going to start off with a warm-up, followed by a short speed and agility unit, and then the coach can take you through the technical skills work that they want to do. And then, as always, you want to follow it up with a cool down. So for the warm-up, you want to make sure that the balls stay in the bag for now. Don't encourage the players to go out and kick the ball around or strike the ball. You want to make sure that they're properly warmed up before they start working with the ball. The speed and agility unit that we're going to work on is focused on change of direction. So the warm-up that we're going to do is going to be focused on warming up for change of direction. So with the change of direction, I want to make sure that the coach isn't using a whistle here. Let the players initiate their own movement on the change of direction for now. We will slowly build up to a more aggressive change of direction and to a quicker response. So for now, let the players initiate that change of direction, that acceleration, the deceleration as well. So the first exercise we're going to start off with for the warm-up is just a simple 20-meter jog. So Jake is going to demonstrate this. 50% pace, just striding out, getting the heart rate up, getting you moving. So as we did in the previous session, you're just getting used to now running on the grass and running with your boots on. So Jake, you can take a jog back again. You're going to repeat that twice. And now we're ready for a little bit of dynamic stretching. So we're going to work on the hip out exercise first, and you're going to work just across 10 meters now. And you're going to take a couple of quick steps in between this. So again, Jake's going to demonstrate this just to mobilize the hips. Quick steps in between. Knee coming up and out to the outside of the body. So up through the midline, out to the outside. Quick steps in between. Cross 10 meters and turn around. You're going to repeat that again. So same thing again, back Jake. As you're doing this, try and maintain a straight torso here, making sure that the torso doesn't rotate with the leg movement. Good. Okay, we're now going to work through a hip in movement. Jake's going to demonstrate that again. So couple of quick steps in between. Knee up and out to the outside, and then across into the midline again, across 10 meters, trying not to let the torso turn with you. Again, 10 meters, turn around, repeat the same thing back again, mobilizing through the hips. Okay, as we're getting ready for change of direction, we're going to incorporate the side shuffle into our warm-up here. Again, Jake's going to demonstrate this. You're just going to do this at about a 50 to 60% pace. If you're not familiar with the mechanics of the side shuffle, I will encourage you to go back and have a look at previous blocks. So 50 to 60% pace, pushing off that outside foot, staying nice and low, and you're going to do that twice, out and back twice across 10 meters. We're now going to take it onto a weaving run exercise. So what you're going to want to do here is set up the cones at about 3 meters apart diagonally, and you want about 6 cones here. Okay, so Jake, when you're ready, you're going to go at about a 50% pace here for the first one, weaving around the outside of the cones, no sharp change of direction here, just getting used to that change of direction in the weaving movement. Jake, when you're ready, looping around the outside of the cone, soft turn, all the way through to the final cone. If you're working with a group here, you can have the whole group work through and then take a jog back around. Okay, so Jake, you can take that jog back. So you're going to repeat that weaving drill 50%, 60%, and 70%. Once through, twice through for each intensity if you want. And then we're going to move on to the next section of the warm-up that's going to work on activating and jumping to prepare us for the speed and agility unit. We're now going to introduce some activations and jumps into your warm-up to prepare for the speed and agility unit ahead. So as I've said, it's a change of direction speed and agility unit, so we're going to incorporate some change of direction here into this work. But first, we're going to work on activating our glutes, and we're going to do that with the T-stance exercise. So Jake is going to show us that. This is one you've done quite a bit throughout the previous blocks. If you're not familiar with it, I would encourage you to go back and do that first phase of the workouts. Get yourself familiar with this before you incorporate it into field sessions. So the T-stance exercise, you're balancing on one leg, knee softly bent. You're transitioning the weight onto that leg and then sending the back leg as high as you can behind and reaching the arms in front, getting that T shape. Activating the glute then to pull to a standing position. Trying to stay on the same leg if you can. And we're going to do about 5 repetitions here on each side. So Jake, I'll get you just to switch legs here just for the demonstration. Sending the leg back. Trying to get your chest parallel to the ground, reaching the arms in front, trying to get that flat line in line with the ground, and then activating through the glute and hamstring to come to a standing position. Jake, I'm just going to get you to demonstrate once more. But during your field session, I want you to take your time with this and try perform 5 repetitions on each leg. Good. Okay, once you've completed the T-stance exercise, 5 on each leg, you're going to take it to a lateral lunge. So now get us warmed up and ready for the change of direction lateral movement. So Jake's going to demonstrate this. We're going to do an alternating lateral lunge, again, one that we would have performed in previous blocks of workouts, and 10 in total. As you do this, watch that foot that you're planting, that it's straight ahead. Don't allow the foot to turn out. So Jake, let's watch this foot now as you come this side. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Getting as much depth as you can, pushing the backside back, but keeping the torso nice and tall. Nice strong foot placement on each side. Trying to keep that foot aligned as best you can, pointing forward. Good. Okay, so if you feel like you're losing control on that movement, shorten the range a little bit. So it's not a huge step out. Just work within the range that you have good control and alternate that right and left. We're going to then take it onto a side plank exercise to wake up the core and activate through the side here. So Jake's going to demonstrate that. Again, another exercise you would have performed in previous blocks. You're resting on your forearm and the outside of your bottom foot. So Jake, when you're ready, lifting into the side plank position, you're going to keep your shoulders stacked, so shoulder on shoulder, hip on hip, and your foot on your foot. Nice strong alignment. Don't let the shoulder roll forward. Don't let yourself fall back. Keep the hips up away from the ground. Okay, Jake, you can rest it down there. During your field session, what you're going to do is 30 seconds there on each side and focus on waking up that glute. So Jake's just going to give a quick demonstration here on this side again. Good alignment. Straight line from shoulders down to your ankle. Holding that position. Nice tight core for this one. Wake up the core muscles and don't let the hips drop down. That's perfect. Okay, Jake, you can drop down. So like I said, about 30 seconds on each side. If you can manage a 30-second hold. If not, just hold for as long as you can and build up that time as you go along. We're then going to take it to a lateral hop exercise. So now introducing the jumping motions to get us ready for that change of direction, raising up the heart rate, waking up the muscles a little bit more. So we're going to do a double leg hop here to start with, and you're going to do 4 repetitions on this. So Jake, when you're ready. Good. Absorbing the force. Not jumping too far here. You're just getting the muscles used to that lateral movement. And 4. Perfect. So just 2 in each direction, and then we can take it onto a squat jump rotation. So from the previous session, you know the squat jump. We're now going to bring a rotation into it. If you feel like this is a bit too advanced, just stick with your squat jump exercise. Jake's going to demonstrate here how to do 4 squat jump rotations, and you're rotating to 90 degrees, so you can bring this into a circle motion that you end up facing back to the front after 4 jumps. So Jake's going to demonstrate this. Turn at 90 degrees and land, absorbing the force through the ankle, the knee, and the hip. So just 4 repetitions there. Taking about 20 to 30 seconds rest after that. Nothing too intense. Just getting the muscles to wake up on that explosive movement and then absorbing the force on the landing. We're now going to take it to a lunge jump rotation exercise. So a little bit trickier here. It is one that we would have learned in the previous sessions. You are now wearing the boots, you're on the field, so this can be a bit tricky. If it's a bit too advanced, you can take it back to just the normal lunge jump exercise, and you can even do that hop in between if you want as well. But Jake's going to demonstrate here the more advanced variation of this exercise. And what you want to do is turn to the direction of your back leg. So Jake, let's get that lunge position first. So the back leg bent. Perfect. And when you're ready, jump and you're turning to the right. Good. And back to the left. And repeating for 4. Good. And catch yourself if you need to. Perfect. Okay, so just 4 repetitions. You don't want to do anything too excessive here. We are still warming up. We're waking up the muscles. And we're going to finish off with a lateral hop for the single leg. So again, quite advanced. If you're not ready for this, just stick with the double leg hop. If you're ready to advance, we're going to go to a single leg. Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation of this, where you're going to be on one leg, hopping from one leg onto the same leg. If you're not ready for this, you can hop from right to left and from left to right, okay, but with that pause in between. So Jake's going to demonstrate here. Jump and absorb the force. Good, and back again. 4 repetitions. Concentrating on ankle, knee, and hip bend. Perfect, good, okay, and let's do the same on the opposite leg for 4. If you find like you're losing control on this, shorten the range, shorten the distance. If you're still losing control, go to a opposite leg jump, left to right and right to left. So that's it for our warm-up. We're now ready for our change of direction speed and agility unit. So we're now ready for the speed and agility unit, which is going to be change of direction focused. And you're going to keep this at 70 to 80%, remembering that we're still getting used to running on the field, still getting used to the boots, that change of direction. So let's keep it at a 70 to 80% pace. Take your time with it. Let's get the mechanics right. The first exercise we're going to work on is the side shuffle exercise. We had it in the warm-up. We're now going to up the pace a little bit, but shorten the distance. And just a reminder on the technique here, you're going to stay low through the side shuffle, pushing off the outside foot, and pushing in the direction that you want to go in. Again, if you're not familiar with the technique here, you should take it back to phase 1. So Jake's going to demonstrate this here. You're going to push off the right foot to move left, left to move right, and that's going to be 1 set. You're going to do this about 4 to 6 times. So Jake, when you're ready, 70 to 80% pace. Good. Pausing on that outside foot, sticking, and repeating that 4 to 6 times. The next exercise we're going to work on then is going to be the zigzag drill. We had a weaving drill during the warm-up. Now we're going to take that weave and that wider outside movement and make it now more of a cutting movement. So still 70 to 80% pace here, but you're now planting the foot and driving in a direction that you want to go rather than weaving on the outside of the cones. So a little bit more aggressive here, but still 70 to 80%. So Jake, when you're ready, so we're doing the side shuffle here, Jake. Yep. So when you're ready, pushing off the outside foot. Good. Staying nice and low, nice and sharp, short change of direction, but just 70 to 80% pace. And taking a jog back. So if you're incorporating this into your field session and you want to include the ball here, what you can do is maybe include the ball, or the ball is in the hand as you're moving through the drill, and then you can incorporate a solo back to the start. So controlled solo back to the start, nice easy pace. You can do the same with the hurley and slitter, holding on to the ball so that you get the mechanics right, and then soloing the ball back. So just little ways of incorporating the ball into the drills just so that you can get back on the pitch and playing the sport you want to play. The next exercise we're going to work on is the L agility drill. And this exercise is going to be introduced for that change of direction, quick right turn and a quick left turn. Again, we will have worked on the mechanics of this in previous blocks. But now we're going to incorporate it into the field session. So again, just 70 to 80% pace. So Jake, I'm going to get you over here. Jake's going to be running forward just about 5 meters. And then he's going to plant and cut to the right. And then we're going to repeat that and show you that drill from the left-hand side. So just 70 to 80% pace. When you're ready, Good. Okay, so nice technique there shown from Jake. He's planting on the outside foot and then turning in the direction that he wants to go. So we're just going to have a look at that from the left as well. If you're not comfortable using the cone here, you can take that cone away and just have the group of players working on changing direction in their own time, initiated by themselves. So Jake's going to demonstrate again, turning to the left this time. Good. So again, nice control, plant, turn in the direction that you want to go, and you're running. So about 5 meters, and then running off for about 5 to 10 meters and slowly decelerating. Again, you can include the ball in this drill by receiving a pass. So you can take that cone away, you can run up, receive the pass, and once you've received the pass, then you can change direction. Okay, so just little ways of incorporating the ball into the session as well. So you're going to repeat each one of those drills 4 to 6 times, take a little break in between, keep it at 70 to 80% pace, and then you're going to take it into technical skills unit on the field. So for the coaches, I want you to make sure that you're referring to the guide that's provided, the return to training guide. And if you're confused with the technique of any of the exercises, return to previous blocks and have a look at the technique we would have introduced throughout phase 1 and the first block of phase 2 as well. So the number one thing to remember is that you should be left wanting more in the session. So you don't want to completely burn out in the session. We want to ease back into training. So leave a bit of fuel in the tank. And as always, finish up with your cool down stretch at the end.